5 NBA players who need a trade. Do you find it boring to see the same old players on your favorite team season after season? Are you of the opinion that something needs to be changed? Okay, good news. The NBA trade deadline is rapidly approaching, and a few players would benefit tremendously from a change of environment. These 5 players, whose careers are in dire need of resuscitation, range from fading superstars to unrealized abilities and would substantially profit from a trade to resurrect their careers. We are ready to shake things up by looking at the 5 NBA players urgently requiring being traded away at present. Curious to know more? Now let's get deeper into this. Hello everyone and welcome to our channel. Remember to subscribe to this channel and press the bell icon to ensure you get all the updates. Number 5. James Wiseman, Golden State Warriors. 10 minutes from now, everything could look quite different. The Golden State Warriors have waited too long to move James Wiseman. It's a bold selection in 2020, but Wiseman's unknown and erratic market worth shows just how bad things are. It would be tough to make the case that his value has ever been lower. Unfortunately, he will miss more time in the minors due to another injury, again. Wiseman had weak hands, poor timing on the boards, inadequate anticipation on defense, and minimal feel on offense even when he was healthy. All of which were issues that plagued his abbreviated rookie season and caused him to miss his sophomore year. It is prudent for the Warriors to sit tight and wait for the value to rise, as it is doing so inevitably with Stephen Curry, Draymond Green, and Klay Thompson all gunning for a 5th championship. Waiting would be a cardinal sin, because it would mean missing out on an opportunity to enhance a roster that needs quick help. If the Warriors want to improve quickly, they may have to make a trade for Wiseman, since they are unlikely to trade any of their core veterans mid-seasons. Jonathan Kuminga has earned keeper status, and no one else on the roster is both A, expendable, and B, on a contract large enough to match the salary for a meaningful addition. They are struck with the same roster they started the season with. Wiseman flaws and all should still have considerable appeal to rebuilding squads. His inexperience makes him an intriguing second-drought acquisition. Although Wiseman is in his 3rd year as a professional and has played 3 games at the collegiate level, he has only played a total of 58 games in his career. The 21-year-old flaws become less alarming when viewed in this light. It's realistic to anticipate some of them. That's a good case for the Warriors to keep Wiseman, but the Dubs can't afford to wait for him to get his bearings. Years later, he could become an all-star, but the Warriors' window to contend could be defined in months. It would not be kind to trade a recent number 2 overall pick with obvious physical gifts for anything like an 8th man and a conditional drought pick. However, the Warriors are in that position with Wiseman and have been for a decade. They should admit defeat and forget about the 2020 drought altogether. Number 4. Jakob Poeltl, San Antonio Spurs. With Jakob Poeltl, the deciding factor is always cost. There is a good chance he will be overpaid in free agency this summer, even though he is an intense starter center just entering his peak. It would be best for the San Antonio Spurs to trade Poeltl now if they don't think he's worth $20 million a season. As executives from competing teams told Shams Charania of The Athletic, if the Spurs wait too long, one of 2 awful outcomes is likely to occur. Either Poeltl will sign somewhere this summer and depart for free, or the Spurs would have to spend to keep him. Poeltl has merit. He is an asset on the offensive and defensive boards and can guard the rim. The top clubs probably can't picture him in their closing lineups because of his lack of offensive upside and his lack of star potential. It knows that superior choices like Wendell Carter Jr., Robert Williams III, Ivica Zubac, Nick Claxton, and Kevin Looney are making less than $20 million per season. Any team that pays Poeltl that much would have to make a considerable sacrifice. Poeltl is the oldest player on the team at 27, while the other 5 are all younger than him. The Spurs need to look to the future, so they can rebuild by drafting and developing young talent and purchasing lottery tickets. It makes no sense to pay Poeltl, even if the final price is the 4-year, $58 million deal that has been on the table for months. Indeed, this has been the case ever before it became evident that the Spurs wouldn't be able to assemble a group capable of challenging for a playoff spot. According to Michael Scotto, San Antonio has taken a hard stance in the Poeltl trade walks by demanding 2 first-round picks. According to Scotto, executives view trading the first-round pick for a young player as more plausible. The Spurs should seize such an opportunity if it presents itself. Poeltl, who is the cusp of free agency and doesn't fit the team's young timeline, definitely shouldn't have begun the year in San Antonio. Even if it occurs later than it should have, the best course is to relocate him as soon as feasible. Number 3, Atlanta Hawks. John Collins. Even if "let's give this guy a break" isn't usually an NBA team's motivation for trading, everyone, including John Collins, needs a break sometimes. As the most speculated player, it's undoubtedly getting old for him. After 3.5 years of uncertainty, Collins had his poorest scoring average, 13.3 points, since his rookie year, 2017-18, and his lowest accurate shooting percentage and box plus-minus. Focusing on the game with a life-changing contract looming must be hard. Trae Young, the franchise's new face after Collins' departure, also strained relations. Collins' return compensation options differ. Due to his recent and 2 years into a $125 million 5-year contract, the Hawks are reportedly eager to trade him. That makes him useless. Collins scored 21.6 points, 10.1 rebounds, and 40.1% three-pointers in his 22nd season. He looks like a big-game defender. Collins' exceptional self has been masked for the past 3 seasons, but at $25 million per year, he's a steal, and other clubs should give up a lot to obtain him. Collins is a tempting buy low. He's a great change of scenery breakthrough candidate, so don't undervalue him. Hawks' value will depend on the market. Collins will improve with a new uniform. This is his worst. Even if this is naive hope, it's hard to believe that a 25-year-old all-star suddenly lost it. Collins may improve if dealt with. Atlanta has gone on too long. Number 2, Eric Gordon, Houston Rockets. The Houston Rockets' top 8 in minutes this season includes 7 22-year-olds and Eric Gordon. Houston's "which one doesn't belong" scenario features the 34-year-old as the outsider. An accomplished player can mentor amateur team members. The Rockets' disorganized offense shows their inexperience. These situations require a competent adult. Gordon completed his term. Since the 2016-17 season, he has played in must-win conference finals games and witnessed the Rockets disintegrate after James Harden's trade demand in late 2020. Vet visits might become difficult. Gordon seems tired from his temporary duty. Gordon's output will likely diminish as he ages, but joining a contender may help. A competent defender with double-digit scoring and deep-range scare power is always wanted. Last season, Gordon's 47.5% field goal and 41.2% three-point shooting and flashes of his once excellent defense for contenders showed he hadn't lost his touch. Elite teams may employ Gordon as a game-ending 3-and-D threat. Milwaukee reportedly gave Cleveland 4 second-round choices for him. He may help both teams. Gordon had waited long enough for another chance. Number 1, Jay Crowder, Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns spent nearly half the season without Jay Crowder, who didn't attend training camp. The Utah Jazz traded Kelly Olynyk, Saban Lee, and cash to the Detroit Pistons for Bojan Bogdanovic. Phoenix might have traded Crowder for a rotation player and depth. The Suns should have traded Crowder sooner because the Pistons wanted an experienced player. Detroit and other tanking teams are less interested in signing veterans than they were a few months ago. Crowder to a playoff team is the Suns' best chance. Phoenix is a veteran-led, win-now squad that needs a two-way forward like Crowder's. Because the Suns player has yet to be a good teammate, no trades have happened. Crowder, who is under contract and healthy, is sitting out. Bogdanovic is in demand. Crowder and the Suns may benefit by offering a cheaper forward to Pistons. Phoenix may trade Crowder if it provides less than a first-round selection. The Suns Crowder controversy reminds me, the greatest time to grow a tree was 20 years ago, now is second best. Trade Crowder in September, now is second best. You have a list of the top 5 players in the NBA who ought to be dealt with as quickly as possible. These athletes, ranging from fading superstars to athletes with unrealized potential, are looking for a fresh start and a second opportunity to demonstrate their worth. It will be fascinating to see which clubs these guys end up in and how they adjust to their new environments. Once the NBA trade deadline draws closer, grab some popcorn, find comfortable spots, and settle in to see which teams in the league will be making waves. One of these guys may be the decisive factor in winning the championship. Thank you very much for watching, we appreciate it. So what do you think? Leave a comment and let us know. Thank you for watching the video. Remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you still need to. Also put on the notifications because the following video is going to be a great one.